Welcome to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker, the show where we get smarter together. I'm your humble tech host, Sanjay Parker. I'm here with Mike Carswell to talk about all things technology related to help you maintain and increase your relevance.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a guarantee.
Welcome to Tech Talk 2020. Mike Carswell here. Let's get smarter together is our theme. We always want to expand our brain power here on 1330 AM and 101.5 FM WINT Radio. We're glad to be here this evening. It's a happy, beautiful Wednesday night. And, it was interesting. We saw a buck running across the field here before we came in. You said it was a six-pointer, Sanjay?
It is a 6-point buck.
All right. He looked young and gallant as he strolled across the field, and it was kind of cool.
I tried to catch it, but it's too fast for me.
I thought you said you were on a track team in school.
I was. That was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, yeah. So you couldn't catch buck. But anyway, on this show, we try to expand the brain and catch intelligence and put our arms around it and throw it inside and make it our friend. So we're going to try to get smarter together here today. So where are we headed, my friend?
Today we are going to talk about content marketing, and just as a quick related note, the Content Marketing World Conference is here right now in Cleveland, Ohio.
No way.
4,000 people here for a couple of days, 550 companies represented, and all they're talking about is content marketing.
So the name of the event is Content Marketing World?
It is.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, and we're going to actually have a call-in user or a call-in listener from the second half of the show, and she's going to tell us all about the actual conference that's going on. She's at it right now.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I definitely want to expand my horizons here and get smarter together. So why don't you tell us what content marketing is? What's that mean?
Right. So we all should know what marketing is, right? Trying to position and sell something. They're not selling content. So the way you can probably describe content marketing, it's mostly on the internet, and it's really about communicating ideas that will change consumer behavior or influence them without directly selling anything.
The old bait and switch?
The old...
Sneaky.
Yeah, here's some great stuff. By the way, here's some stuff to help you become better along these lines. So it's really strategic. It's targeted. It's supposed to be valuable content. And it's people getting drawn into that content. So the great thing about content marketing is the more words you put out there that are relevant will help Google, find you and share you with others. Those people will come look at your site. They'll read about things. They'll learn. It could be a white paper. It could be an opinion piece. It could be anything. And when they read that, they'll say, oh, this is cool. This is a trusted source. And then you can have some contextual ads, or you can have, for example, there's I got some pool liners from a company this summer, and I ordered it from them because they had a ton of articles on how to detect leaks, how to find the best, pool leak fix-it person, how to diagnose items or issues with your pool pump. I learned so much from that site. I said, wow, those guys are experts. Gotcha. I think I'm going to get this pool liner from them.
So we're always looking for someone that can provide educational information about the thing we're going to purposely spend our money on and spend our effort towards. Okay, so the content part, you said something earlier about more Google, so more Google words. I mean, I understand a bit, but for our listeners out there, so you're saying the more they have the word pool fix it in their articles, that will, if I needed my pool fixed, when I do a search, it'll come up?
Yeah, Google's getting a little smarter about that too. But if you look at blogs today, companies do blogs mostly it'll be almost always for either content marketing to get traffic to you, or just to help Google set the relevance of your site, so that the blogs are either written for the Google bots to index.
Google bots.
Yeah.
They're not real people.
Or they have feelings, but they're not real people. And the other reason is for content marketing. So people will come to your site and understand that you're an expert in this field. They'll trust your opinion, right? And when you do sell them something, maybe not in that article itself, but they will value, that type of recommendation.
So if I'm looking for electric screwdrivers, so someone will write an article related to the company that sells electric screwdrivers to kind of get their name and electric screwdrivers out there more and more. So when searches come up, hey, it'll read the fact that there's more comments of mentioning of Jim's Garage and electric screwdrivers than anything else. So thus Google will point them that way, correct?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And every company is doing something like this. So, Microsoft, Cisco, Procter & Gamble, they're doing all of those things. Now, the thing you'll see is a lot of these independent sites will be winning that war right now in terms of getting people to their
You said independent sites? What do you mean?
So, for example, if you're looking for those screwdrivers, you'll probably come across, instead of like, Ryobi for an electric screwdriver,
right,
instead of coming to their site.
Mikata.
Yeah, Mikata, Milwaukee, whatever it is. You'll find that you'll come up with a site that says top 10, electric drill or electric screwdriver reviews, or, ratings of, if you put in a particular model, it'll say, reviews of the site. See a lot of reviews. So you get drawn to that site. You read this review, which might have been written by a computer, in fact. Really, it's very generic.
Wow. Okay.
It's just designed to, trigger the search engines. But you'll go to that site. You'll see a review on that from them, like somebody looked at it and rated it and reviewed it. And then you'll see a link to see that product on Amazon. When you click that link, that's ascribed to the site that sent that to Amazon. They will get a commission on your sale.
Nice.
Your price won't change, but that's how they get that. So they've created content. It's marketed to the search engines and to people looking for it. People go to their site, they read it, they like that review, they like the information they found, and they might say something bad about it to make it a legitimate review. You click on it, you go to Amazon, cha-ching. Everybody gets what they want. You get that review and some information, they get that commission, and it's a nice ecosystem.
And the consumer gets what they want, that electric screwdriver.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so again, I was just searching the internet the other day for something fresh and new, and I think it was something pertaining to Cedar Point, because we made a trip out to the amusement park and had a good time there. But it was either restaurants in the area or the 10 best coasters. No, that's what it was. We were looking for the 10 best coasters because we took someone that had never been before, and so we found a YouTube video that had all the coasters there. But if we wanted to again, that wasn't a purchase. That was just actually a subject matter. But really, the person whose video we viewed was on YouTube, and that person had more hits than the one before them. There was some reason why that happened, right? And that's all about being content marketing again, correct?
Yeah, driving traffic, relevant traffic. Really, the heart of content marketing should be obvious, but it's really about content. There's a saying that says, content is king, right? So the valuable content will rise to the top through search engines, through people's social reviews, and all of that value becomes part of that equity and the real estate that's out there on the web on that type of content. And so good content will rise to the top. People will read it. Now you've got a target specific audience based on that content. You can market to them. You can market your own products. You can market third-party products, which you make commissions off of. I mean, it's quite interesting. So we see a lot of that happening on a regular basis today, where instead of ads, it's content marketing. And that's a more, some could say it's a little sneakier way. I think it's more effort, and it requires you understanding the space more. And it also separates the legitimate, content marketers who understand their domain of expertise versus, Mike's Amazon Junior site, which just sells a whole bunch of wares that he doesn't know anything about. If you email him back and ask him, how do I install this pool liner, he might say, contact Sanjay. He did it.
I got a deal. I got Mike's old socks review. I think we should probably do some content marketing.
I think those socks could review themselves.
I got some great old socks, man. Very wonderful old sock review. So I don't think people are interested in my socks. But
nice. But, we talk about content marketing, and is it just an internet thing? And you and I had a quick conversation right before the show started. And, you look at infomercials, right, where they rate and review products.
I don't look at infomercials, so you have to exclude me there.
I know you're an infomercial watcher. Sometimes.
Yeah, late at night channel. HSM, baby.
You learn about exercise techniques, and then it ends up being P90X. Those are a little bit more over the top, less subtle, but it's kind of where it started. Even a website that what did I used to listen to or watch? There's examples where there's a radio show. I don't know what it's called, but you call in and you talk to this guy about fixing your house or a problem.
Okay.
Who's that guy?
I don't know, but there's a car guy that you would call too.
There's a car guy
couple
too.
car shows,
and so they're
Sure.
experts in their domain, but they might also recommend a product. So that's content marketing using audio if they've got relationships.
There's
with those
there's a
vendors.
Fix It show that comes on during the Saturday mornings, and the guy fixes everything from your your fireplace to your electric stove or whatever. And he's a guy that has skills that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, he does recommend and suggest different types of products, for based on the activity needed. So that would kind of be some real slick marketing if you could pay that guy to represent you.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're on the domain of Fix It, I just read today that Lowe's in San Francisco in the Bay Area is going to roll out to 11 stores in the Bay Area something called a Lowbot.
Nice. So you're going to talk to an automated Fix It guy.
A roving Lowbot that will help you find products, answer some basic questions, and really, instead of, burdening all of their store employees, which I think Lowe's is pretty good, but sometimes at Home Depot, you're trying to chase somebody down and it's like, the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. You get close and then they disappear, right? Then you go to the next aisle and then finally you end up where everything's like fenced off and they're all inside this aisle that no customer can get to. Am I the only one that happens to?
Yeah. Well, actually, most of the guys at Lowe's just run or Home Depot
Is
when
it
I
the
come
same?
around.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because the only thing I know how to fix, really, Sanjay, write this down, everyone. The only thing I know how to fix is a sandwich. So when it comes to stuff around the house, man, I'm really handicapped. So those guys dash when they see me
So when you
coming.
walk in with a handful of broken house parts, they're like, there he is again.
Who is this guy? Oh, not that guy
We
again.
don't have those here, sir. We told you. So anyway,
Yes.
it's designed to allow humans to do higher level things. Like, I have talked to some Home Depot folks where I don't know what this part is called, but it's a plumbing part. They'll tell me not only what part I need, but the likelihood that I'll need the other connecting parts. And so that's always helpful. So they'll let humans do that consult. The Lowbot will help you just find the products.
I'm a duct tape guy. Just give me some duct tape.
I
That'll
have
fix
seen
it.
your house, yes. You try to duct tape a fan during a graduation party to the ceiling, I think.
Duct tape, man.
Yeah,
it works wonderfully.
You live what you preach there.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like it. Hey, but you know what? It would be kind of fun to hear from you guys if you have to fix a fan with duct tape. No, I'm kidding. If you have some questions about content marketing, hit us on Twitter. Tech Talk 2020 is our handle. And you can also see us on Facebook at Tech Talk 2020. We broadcast or basically list our old shows there, and our new shows will be there rather quickly. So you can hit us up. We got Facebook up live here in the studio. We can respond to you right away if you got any questions, ideas, thoughts about content marketing, if you want to know more. But after the break, apparently we're going to have a wonderful guest. You'll be able to introduce her then, and we can talk about more and more of content marketing. It affects all of us, and sometimes we don't really realize that the marketing affects us, but it does affect us all. So we will hit you up after the break here on Tech Talk 2020. Thanks for listening for the first portion, and here on WINT 1330 AM and 101.5 FM, WINTradio.com.
Pat O'Brien Chevrolet is the best place to buy your new Camaro or Corvette, and the best time to buy is right now. We have over 100 to choose from with the biggest rebates and discounts of the year. Save time and money. We got them. Come get them at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet.
Average sports fan ponders his evening.
Wow, tonight is a big night for sports on TV, but small choices in my fridge. What about Players Club at Lost Nation Sports Park? The Players Club has big energy, but small, cozy atmosphere. Big TVs, small drive. Big happy hour, small prices. Big parking lot, small hassle. Awesome burgers, big salad, lots of appetizers. Okay, that's it. I'm going tonight.
The Players Club at Lost Nation Sports Park. Yeah, it's a big deal. Small wonder.
There's nothing more beautiful than a tree full of red, orange, yellow, brown, and even a few green leaves. And there's nothing more frustrating than a lawn full of leaves, yelling at me to pick them up before being buried under the snow, devastating my perfect lawn. So I called George Ward and his crew for a fall cleanup better than I can do myself. With Ward's, you stop working and stop worrying. Call 440-942-1912. No work, no worries. Ward's.
WINT is now on 101.5 FM. Louder, cleaner, bigger, and better. WINT is now on 101.5 FM.
Can you hear me?
Daytime, anytime. WINT.
All right, good. We'll be going on in about 30 seconds, and whenever they introduce you, you'll be able to talk.
WINT is now on 101.5 FM. WINT 101.5 FM. Hi, it's Steve. Join Al and me at 7 a.m. with Andrea Pasquale previewing Lake Metro Park Senior Day. Pat O'Toole explains the PepsiCo Win Unreal NFL Experiences promotion. Chief Jim McBride talks about the band's Beer and Badges dinner, plus the News Herald's Mark Mazzoros on Integrity Radio, WINT, AM and FM.
Welcome back to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker. I am your host, Sanjay Parker, and I'm here with my trusted, humble colleague, Mike Carswell. Today we're talking about content marketing, and thank you guys for joining us. One of the little stats that I'd like to bring up is content marketing. Not only is it effective, but it is important. 2/3 of consumers' buying decisions are influenced significantly by custom content, and that's written just for them, just for that vertical, and just for that topic. Mike, I bet you were influenced in the past. What did you buy most recently? Those fancy shoes you've got on?
Actually, I bought some very, those fancy shoes are awesome. Hey, get off my shoes, man. No, I bought Cedar Point tickets. How's that?
Okay, and how were you influenced?
My wife told me to. How's that?
So she is your content marketing queen.
Absolutely.
In-house.
Hey, you guys, we're glad to have you back here after the break. We are here on Tech Talk 2020 enjoying ourselves, talking about technology and also getting smarter together. Hit us up on Twitter on Tech Talk 2020 or on our Facebook page, which is also Tech Talk 2020. So, Sanjay, tell them about our guests.
Yeah, so I told you guys earlier that Content Marketing World is in Cleveland today, and they have 4,000 people here for a couple of days. And the most interesting of those 4,000 people is on the line waiting to talk to us and to talk about Content Marketing World. I'd like to introduce Judy Albers, one of my most esteemed colleagues I've worked with, and she'll introduce herself and tell us what's going on at Content Marketing World. How are you, Judy?
Great. Hey, Sanjay. Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me. The single most interesting person out of all 4,000.
That's awesome. That's an honor. That's a heck of a place to be.
Woo! I had no idea until now. So I actually discovered Content Marketing, their first conference here in 2011, and Joe Polizzi, who with his wife, Pam Kozelka, started the Content Marketing Institute. So they're a Cleveland-based startup. They thought they'd get 100 people at this conference in 2011. Mm-hmm. They got 600, and here we are, 7 years later. They have 4,000 people. It's the premier event in the marketing industry that's focused on using actually, useful, valuable content to create brand loyalty. So it's a fabulous event, and I'm not even in the marketing industry, and I come here just to learn how to write and how marketers connect with people.
Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome, Judy. So not even being in that marketing industry directly, there are so many smart people, so many great ideas around content marketing and how it's leveraged. I think it's one of those things that really helps everything we do, right? Writing quality content that's targeted, that's relevant. I think that applies to a lot of things that we do.
It is. It's really universal. I used to think of all these fields as separate, like Sanjay and I are in the corporate training industry, and then there's education, and there's journalism, and there's marketing, and I'm seeing them like a Venn diagram being squished all together into one big circle that's just about making authentic connections with your audience.
Yeah, that's awesome. So at Content Marketing World, did you get a chance to hear of any of the trends or where things are going, or any cool stats you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, well, like a lot of industries, something catches on, which is this idea of making authentic connections and providing useful content, and then it catches on almost too much. So there's been this like glut of content that hasn't necessarily been the best content, but has been powered by all these, automated tools.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the big themes this year is slow down, people. Stop and think about quality over quantity. I learned that only 1% of the people on the internet are contributors. The other 99% of us are consumers of content. And then of those, 1% of contributors, you think of all the content that is out there, and maybe 25% of it gets more than one share.
Wow, that's interesting because that includes all of the great cat photos on Facebook and all of these cool things. When you think about how much content we've created as humans in the past couple of years, I heard this I think 18 months ago that in the 2 years prior to 18 months ago, we created more content in those 2 years than in the history of mankind. And that right?
And 75% of it no one cares about.
Sanjay, I didn't know you had a cat.
I don't.
You've been hiding a cat from me?
We did. We had
You've
a
been
cat.
ignoring those photos, haven't you?
We had a cat for like 3 days, and it bit and scratched. It was a little kitten, and my kids were afraid of it. So they were on the top of the couch every time the cat came out. So we had to give the cat back to the person who gave it to us.
It's a killer cat.
Now they miss the cat, of course.
Hey, Judy, this is Mike. I want to just interrupt and ask a quick question here. I know you and Sanjay have a great relationship. I respect that. That's cool. I have a quick question,
Well, he admires me. Yeah.
You're one of 4,000, the most wanted. But the quick question I have is some of our listening audience isn't quite as technical or marketing savvy. So when you hear about content marketing as a novice or a person standing outside the circle, you think, man, those guys are tricking me into buying things. Well, those guys are playing with my brain. They're looking at my Facebook posts to get information to me. What do you say to that person to bring them some level of comfort?
Yeah, I would say that just like in any industry, some marketers are. We're suspicious of brands, period. I heard this guy who runs content marketing for Bank of America today. And, what industry was the least trusted after the 2008 financial crisis? Then Bank of America. Or banks, period. Bank of America was actually a pretty good well-run bank, but they get smeared along with the entire industry.
Sure.
So he believes it's his job to, essentially help people. People stopped trusting the industry. They didn't stop trusting the people that they knew, the people who work there. There's a lot of experts, who had absolutely nothing to do with the crisis. And so I think the point of content marketing is it's about storytelling. It's about kind of reconnecting with the human side of a business and, realizing that those are people just like you and me. We all work someplace, right?
Yeah, yep.
And so what do those individuals have to share with us that can make us, smarter, better, more comfortable, whatever?
Yeah, that's a great point. Trust is a big deal with content. You're talking about more is not better. It's really about quality content. It's about creating that trust in your brand by creating that customized content. We learned on this show several months ago, Mike, we talked about the fact that people don't trust banks anymore. They don't trust the government. They trust each other. And we do trust people. And you hit that right on the head there. It's people trusting people.
Here's a stat I learned today. Millennials are 50% more. Let me put it this way. Millennials would rather trust a friend than an expert. They distrust expert advice. So they're 50% more likely to trust a friend than an expert. And they're even less likely, I can't remember the stat. It'll come to me. Keep talking, Sanjay.
Well, actually, I thought about that. My teenage daughter at times, I'll say, what time is practice, what time you need to be there, rather than to contact a coach or someone in authority. She'll contact a friend. And I'm like, baby, start at the top.
I just remembered the stat. Millennials are 33% more likely to trust a stranger than an expert.
Wow.
And maybe it has something to do with this general distrust of, marketing, advertising.
Sure.
they're trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
And so you really are seeing this shift in the marketing world where people are realizing that, it's about real connections, and is this useful and relevant and valuable to me? And we're so jaded about you're trying to sell me something.
Yeah, we're always looking, we talk about the younger generations having that professional skeptic's hat on all the time. They're always trying to understand, what is this person's angle? Why are they talking to me? Why are they investing time? What do they want, right? And so the great thing about the internet, though, is we're able to get a lot of information with zero commit, right? That's why it's so powerful. I can go read everything I want. Content marketing is awesome for that. I won't have to have this stuff thrust in my face. I can learn a lot about something from a company and not buy a thing, right?
That's
and
true.
it's building that brand. I might go there later and get something. I think that's pretty cool. I think that resonates well.
Judy, any discussion around regional references for that type of idea? I have kids that my children work on the East Coast, and they talk about how different things are for them on the East Coast as opposed to being here in the Midwest, where we're kinder, friendlier, and gentler.
And better looking?
Oh, yeah, we are.
So is there any difference? Yeah.
I didn't hear any regional stats. I did sit next to a guy at lunch who's putting together a regional micro conference on content marketing, and I am seeing that there is a lot of interest just in terms of folks who say, I want to find out what's working in my area, not just what's working nationally. We have a guy in Chicago who does a conference just for people in corporate training, just in Chicago for the same reason.
That's awesome. Well, Judy, thank you so much for joining our show today. I basically contacted Judy a couple of hours ago, and Judy is obviously the most interesting person in the room, the virtual room right now. So thank you for joining us.
By far.
Judy Albers from Intrepid Learning. She is a strategist, and she is exemplary in what she does. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you.
Well,
Goodbye.
thank you guys, everybody, here for tuning in to Tech Talk 2020. We're going to back out the door here. Sanjay, you have any parting words about content marketing?
Trust and quality. I think that's what we should take away from content.
Cool. Very cool. So thank you so much again for tuning in to Tech Talk 2020 here on 101.5 FM and 1330 AM. WINTradio.com is another place you can pick up our signal. We are so glad that you tuned in today, and look forward to connecting with you in the future. Thank you so much.